Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to more family-friendly gaming with Soap the Great. I'm here on the Hypermind FTB Infinity Evolved server. And how's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's get out of F5 mode. You're going to see a little bit of a change once we do. Take a look at that. I have started clearing out this island and making this harbor a little bit more believable in terms of actually being a harbor. And let's see, what else are we doing? Well, right here, I've got some potential block choices because we're still working on that, and portal noisy. Also around here, you can see some more waypoints, and that is because I've started planning out how different things are going to be coming together. So we've got the cactus farm that's going to go there, pumpkin and melon, sugar cane, so on and so forth. You can see the rest of them kind of dotted about there. So let's go in here and let's take a look at different things that have changed. So I have moved the bees to over here into the chunk-loaded borders, or chunk-loaded boundaries. I've also put in a couple more apiaries because I did get that forest queen. I don't know where that one went to. No, I can't do the forest queen because it's got to have flowers around. And I'm not sure what it means by flowers. I've been putting these things around the biomes of plenty flowers, but I'm not sure what it means. So we've got our... we just picked up another flower. What's this one? Water lily. Yeah, for some reason I keep getting new biomes of plenty flowers around, and some of them I can't place down. So, see right there. That one. I mean, it looks good. It's a nice looking flower, but I don't know why Biomes of Plenty is doing that. So maybe something to do with the fact that I've started clearing out flowers. I don't know. And let's put on our armor here, just so we're safe. And let's see. Yeah, I moved the bees because our chunk loader is right here, and the bees were just outside, right here. I think the chunk border. Let's bring this up. Can we bring it up? There we go. So the apiary was right on that block. So it's just outside our chunk-loaded boundary. And let's get rid of that because it does generate a little bit of client-side lag. Some other considerations. I brought in the Ender lilies and put them on Ender core so they work much faster. Not a big concern because we do have the Enderman farm down below. I've started planning out how this town is going to be set up. So our town square is going to be right around here. I've got it marked with a regular sign and a waypoint just so I don't lose track of it. And then I've started filling in the holes around. We had a little hole right there. And then all along the edges we had caves sticking out. We had a little pond right there. Filled that in. And then over here we had the pond for our fisher. So I've moved the fisher. And let's go take a look at that. We'll eventually move all these guys too. In our project today, we're actually going to be working on the farm, but we've got our farms, I should say. But we've got a little bit of administrative stuff to take care of. So I've moved the fisher over into this harbor. It's a little bit more compact. The problem is that because it's a lot closer, the transfer nodes have gotten a bit finicky. So I had to put in an extra transfer pipe to make sure that cooked food went into the culinary generator. But other than that, I think we're doing fairly well. Now, let's go take a look at some of the block choices that I've put in place. Okay, here we go. So one of the choices that I wanted to take a look at was the French cobblestone chisel right here, French cobblestone tile. So this is what it looks like. It's got a nice design, good structure on the inside of the texture. It'd be a good fit, I think. And then let's go over here to the limestone. And that looks all right. The problem is mixing it with some of the other blocks. We're going to take a look at that in my single player. I'll show you what I'm talking about, but I just wanted to show you the context here. And there is small limestone bricks. Also looks good. Okay. And we've got plenty of limestone around. And then over here is the other cobblestone version. That is small cobblestone bricks. Okay? So those are the potential choices at the moment. And then what I want to do is I want to take you over to my single player testing world, and we'll take a look at a couple of other options, and we'll see what you think. All right? Back in a bit. So where are we? Well, this is my creative testing world for modded. You can see a few of the crazy projects around here. This is the chicken generator, fisher. We got some other stuff I'm not going to show you quite yet because we've got those as potential future projects. So this is where I was just testing out power generation and quarrying with turtles and stuff. But what I've also been doing is laying out a bunch of blocks and wood and all sorts of stuff just to see what's going to work. Okay, so this is my hallway of potential block choices. So I was trying to test out colors and flooring and all that, and I've pretty much narrowed it down to things that I'm not going to be using. For sure, it's too much green, or rather the green is too bright. Does that make sense? If we're going to have green in there, we need to have something more like what you see in, no, even that's too bright, like the mossy stone brick. So that's it's a more muted green, kind of more swampy. This is too jungly, which makes sense because they do come from the jungle. But what I'm going through here, got some chisel mod blocks. This is chisel mod. You can see the limestone right there, stone brick. We got, per a suggestion from a recent new viewer, this is concrete, so that looks nice. It'd be a good path block, I'm sure. I don't know about the walls though. And over here, the different cobblestone textures. And right here, this is another block from the chisel mod. It is the armor plating block, and that looks pretty good. It's got a good darkness to it, decent texture inside the actual image that's on the block. I don't know. And then over here we've got some other stuff. Let's take a look at a wall design that I've put together, and this is a rather large wall. I was playing around with quarries, and this building would have been way too large. So you see a smaller version of it in my actual base, but this is the quatrefoil, and it takes up who knows how many chunks. It's big. So this is larger than what we really were wanting. It would have taken up the whole chunk loaded boundary. So what I've got here is the overall look of a potential wall design. So we've got small limestone bricks on the bottom going into French limestone tiles for the wall. I don't really like that. So we'd have to go with something else here, or maybe the limestone bricks on the wall. I don't know. I'm still just playing around with it, playing with some potential columns on the side here to kind of give it that extra shored up look. And it is getting to be nighttime. Time set. We'll go to 1000 there. Yeah, we're in creative, and this is full cheat mode. So just for your knowledge there, for confession mode there, this is not survival right here. All right, so here's the next block that I was going to take a look at. Or, well, you know what? We'll come back to that one before I show you what block it is. And this one right here is the abyssal. And if you look around in the water, you see those little, it's hard to see without night vision, but right over there, there's a little bit of a, let's see, can we get night vision? Which one is night vision? There we go. Let's do this. We'll get some night vision going. So right there, you see those little dots on the bottom of the ocean. Those are all around. That is abyssal stone. It's from the Railcraft mod. And I examined it right here. It's too dark. It's too clean and too dark. So this, the limestone has a lot more variation in the colors or the hues. This one, not so much. So abyssal stone is out. And then I looked at this block right here, and I really like this block. And I think I think that's what we're going to go with. The problem is, let me just show you. Are you ready? Some of you that know modded know which block this is. It's Skystone. Okay. And for those of you that know modded, you will realize what a pain that is going to be. Because Skystone only comes in meteors. And meteors don't generate all that often. And if we were to go look at a bunch of meteors, we would massively increase the amount of space that our file takes up on the server. So we can't do that. So I found another way of getting Skystone. Let's go back to the survival multiplayer server, okay, away from here, and we'll go from there. Oh, what is that? Night vision, okay. All right, I'll meet you back over on the server. And we're over here at Spawn Village. Tempting fate a little bit. I'm trying out a new recording type. Hopefully we don't get dropped frames. If we do, I'm going to be trashing this and we'll re-record the little clip. But we're over here at Spawn because we're going to go over there. Let me show you why we're going to go over here though. Let's bring up our thing here and we'll do Skystone. Okay, so you see Skystone coming up in NEI. Let's click here. And this is the other way of getting Skystone. There's a Skystone Queen. So what we're going to do is put in a little request to Benito for another bee. Because he is in the business of creating custom bees. And if I can generate Skystone from a bee, that would be amazing. Be found in the chest. Please leave all payments by the desk. Thank you. This chest. Aha. Buying bees. Let's take a look. Welcome to Benito's Beekeeping Services. Here we offer various breeds of bee, as well as a number of additional options to improve the welfare of your bees. Please read on to see the terms of buying a bee from Benito. If you wish to buy a specific breed or certain product, please speak with Benito about the bee you wish, or leave your name and the bee desires on the notepad on the wall. All right, so let's put this back and we're going to go over, wait a minute, notepad by the wall. Yeah, let's go here. Bees requested. All right, we're going to put another one right here. Soap. And I don't know if he's got the bee genetics required for this, but we're going to put that on there. And we'll put our clipboard. That's our request. And we'll see what we can do in exchange. We'll get a little exchange going with them or something. I don't know. I have already run a query for him. I don't know what else he needs. So let's check back here. ME drives. I might be able to make those. And I might be able to make some intralinking pages for him. But we'll see. I'll work that out with him. And yeah, what we're going to do now is head back to Castle Base, and we'll get started on today's project. We're back over here at the castle base, and we're outside the castle walls because we are going to be working on a wheat farm. So I've said that the plan is going to be that agricultural stuff is over here, or at least on the outskirts of the castle, outside the walls, kind of like you would see in a normal castle situation. You'd have the fields outside, and then the peasants would be working there, and then when danger threatens, they all run back into the castle for the protection of the walls. So we're going to have our farms and fields out here, and the first one we're going to work on is a wheat farm, and I've already got the project kind of set up. We've got our project bag here. You've already seen some of it in the episode already when I looked in my inventory, but let's take a look here. Got a few things we're going to be working with. You don't quite understand what those might be yet, and we won't go into that for the time being. Now, there is an automated way of harvesting and planting, which is amazing. Now, in vanilla, you can do that in 1.8 with villagers, but in modded, there's a machine, and it's from Mine Factory Reloaded, so we're going to need some machine frames. Thermal expansion modifies those. You've seen me build these before for the... which one was it? The ink farm. So we still did that. We need our machine frames. And then we're going to come over here, and we've got the outline for the harvester. Okay, we're going to need 3 of these. We'll eventually need more because we're going to be doing all the farms in this episode. I'm not going to do them all with you on camera. Instead, I'm just going to show you the setup for one set. Did I not? Oh, that's right, because it requires some tools to go in there. So what we're going to do, put that in, and I had a different type of gear here. So we'll put that there, and then shears. So this is kind of like building a dispenser. It's rather annoying when you have to do that. So that's a harvester, and the harvester is going to pick up any harvestable plants within a certain radius or certain block size in front of it. So the default one right now is 3 by 3, a 3 by 3 square in front of it. And then what we're going to do is set up a planter. We'll put the machine frames in here. Planters will plant in an area 3 by 3 around the center of the planter. So you put the 2 machines together and they'll work in conjunction with each other. And then what we're going to do is we're going to increase the radius, and we can use these upgrades. We're going to increase it by a range of 3. So we've got, oh, okay, they don't stack. So all the materials stack, but not those. And then what we're going to do is we need a little bit of power for the whole thing. So we'll use our solar generators, trusty solar generators. And what we're going to do is put our planter right here. And then in our project bag, we've got a bucket of water. We're done with the planter. We're just going to set up the wheat farm. I forgot seeds, so we'll need to get that. And then in the planter, we're going to put one of these range upgrades, right? So that's now going to give me, the default is 3 by 3, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the radius increases by 3, so it's going to go out 1, 2, 3. So that is the maximum size that you can have the hydrated soil. So we'll just come out here and we should be good to go. And the planter is going to plant in this whole area. So we can go out one more. You see the soil hydrating already. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I may not be able to use this hoe for the whole thing. So, oh, there's that short grass gets me all the time. And the hoe is gone. That's fine. What we can do is get the rest of this thing set up. And what we're going to do is put the harvester on this block. And hopefully it's facing the correct direction. If not, I've got the wrench. It's not facing the correct direction. So we'll just turn that on around. This is the harvesting side. This is the exit side. So what we then need to do, tear out that block. And the exit is going to, we need to pull the seeds out and the wheat. We're going to do that with a transfer node that I don't have. And yeah, so what we need to do is get a little bit more resources together. Let me do that and I'll bring you right back. And we're back, and I've got hopefully everything I need. And I built a new cobblestone hoe this time, so it lasts a little bit longer. What we're going to do is put this upgrade into the harvester, and now the harvester and the planter match. And that's really what you want. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting your overall range upgrades. So what we need to do is pull items out of the back of the harvester, and then we're going to send that directly into a filter pipe. And then, per usual, I am going to put the items that we want into our ME system, and we will do that by putting wheat onto the yellow one. So yellow on the filter pipe means it's going to go that way. And then what we want to do is send the everything else to down here. So that's what we're going to do. We'll bring the seeds out this way. And hopefully, yep, there we go. And the dirt slowly comes to me. And that should send all the seeds down this way. And if we end up getting too many, what we will do is put a little trash can. No, we need you. Let's put the trash can right here. And we'll go up like that. So the planter should fill up first. And when it does, then all the seeds are going to go into the trash can. I don't really care about keeping seeds in my ME system. We don't need them. All right, next order of business is the capacitor, or our power situation. So we'll put put the capacitor right there, set this to output, which is good, and output there, and input on top. And we're going to put our solar generator up top here just to get a little power going. And we should be good. Yeah, it's going, but again, the solar generator doesn't start transmitting energy until the sun goes down. Then what we do is we'll grab some of this leadstone flux duct and put it into here. Now, the transfer pipe seems to connect to the leadstone flux duct, but it doesn't actually do anything. And I've tried using my wrench or hammer to change that. It doesn't work. So it's just a visual glitch, and we got to live with it. So now what we need to do is put, hopefully, this is working. Is that going to, we don't have any electricity yet, or RF. So let me see about putting in just a little jump start here. We'll grab the crescent hammer, and we'll go get something from our chicken generator. These chickens are useful for something. And we'll just give the capacitor a little jump start. All right, just so we can see this thing working. And we'll put that there and output. Yep, there we go. So you see the planter is now going. And we're not going to see any wheat harvested quite yet. I'll go get some bone meal, and then we'll see if we can get some of that going. And we could make this more efficient. There is a fertilizing can that you can, or watering can that you can set up, but I'm not really interested in an efficient wheat farm here. This is a castle, and most of our meat is not going to be coming from bred cows. It's going to be coming from spawned cows out of a spawner. So it doesn't really matter. So what we'll do that. And we'll see if our harvester, oh, see, that's the other problem. If you right click, it harvests for you. Yep, there we go. So you can see that the harvester did pick that one up. And we'll put the seeds. Okay. It should be planting some more. Hopefully that didn't go to the trash can at first. If not, I'll have to rearrange that setup. And we're starting to build up a little bit of sludge, and that's where the next piece comes in. We've got an ender tank. I've got it on. I went searching for a jungle to find cocoa leaves. And we're going to put our ender tank up there. Sludge is now in the ender tank, and it's not really doing anything at the moment. Okay, so our planter is getting the seeds. So we've got a few more of those. We might need some speed upgrades. You know, I think that's what we'll do. We'll put some more seeds in there just to get this thing going. But yeah, that is the wheat farm. We'll need to let this go a little bit so it can fill up the rest of the farm. Probably surround it with a fence. And then we also need to get carrots and potatoes and all the other stuff. So I'm going to take care of all of that off camera. I'll bring you back and show you a little bit more of it. All right? See ya in just a little bit. And we're back. And I was over here by the wheat farm. And look, I found a pig. It's Josephine. I'll have to tell Voodoo Beard about that. But anyway, let's go take a look at the wheat farm. I've done a little bit of changes here. I've moved the filter pipe and the ender chest down here to kind of match the other ones and reduce the overall footprint back here. Let's get some dirt on the bar so we can close that up. Not you. Dirt. Thank you. Okay. I've also put a little fence around the garden or the farm area and a gate and then some columns. We're going to see how to do those columns in just a moment. But that's it for the wheat farm. And that's been going perfectly fine so far. Over here, I can't remember what it is I put. This is carrots. Okay, so this one's a little different from the wheat. We don't need a filter. This goes straight to the planter, and then anything extra is going to go into the ender chest. So once the planter fills up, then we'll start getting carrots in our storage system. But for now, we'll just have to wait. We can close that up. And let's go over to the potatoes just to see that one as well. It's over on this side. You can see that I'm still waiting for some grass to grow. That might be a bit problematic since we don't have any torches. Grass is only going to grow with light. All right. Now, with the potatoes, kind of like the wheat, we do have to filter something out, but this way is filtering something out that we don't want at all, and that is poisonous potatoes. Those are going straight into a trash can, and then like the carrots, the potatoes are going to go into the planter, and anything extra is going to go into the ender chest. So we can close that one up. We got enough light down here. Do another one of those. All right. Now, I don't think I did a good enough job talking about this whole setup. So we've got the harvester. The harvester will pick up anything. You can see it just picked up some potatoes there. And then as it works, it generates something called sludge. Now, sludge, as it builds up in the harvester, is going to reduce the efficiency. It's eventually going to cause this thing to slow down so much that it's not really worth it. So we have to do something with the sludge. I don't know what's happening to the sludge at the moment. The ender chest or ender tank is not registering anything. But we're going to be dealing with that at a later time. And now, this episode has gone on rather long, and I realized it was a bit ambitious to think that we would get all of those other farms done on this one. So we're going to hold those off until a later time. So I do want to show you a little bit of how I've gotten this construction done right here. So I've left that. So let's get the right blocks on the bar right here. We're going to do oak wood as a column, and then we bring in the carpenter's block. This is another mod, and it lets you put on textures on any of the faces. So right now we want to start with an oak wood face like that, and then we're going to come off to the side, and I want the bark texture right here. So you see how it did that? And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit that with the hammer 3 times, and that gives us the slab. So we've got an oak log slab. So I think the carpenter's block is a pretty good choice because it's a lot more generic than just adding stairs and slabs for every block in the game. It lets you put on the texture of whatever block is in. Now it does use up that block. So we've got 2 oak logs in that carpenter's block. So if I was to break it, I'd get those 2. But there's another neat thing that we can do. Let's get rid of those torches. Okay, and then I'm going to bring up the lighting right here. You see that? Everywhere there is yellow, that means a mob can spawn. But I'm going to hold shift and right click the carpenter's block with some glowstone. And that puts the glowstone inside, and it causes that block to start emitting light. And there we go. So all around here, mobs won't spawn. Now, they won't spawn anyway because we've got the magnum torch. But we do need light for our potatoes to grow. And that's how we do the columns. That's what I've set up. And that concludes our farms for this part of the project. So for this episode, we've gotten the wheat farm, carrot farm, and potato farm. It was a bit ambitious to think we could get all the others, and we'll take care of those later. But there we go. So let me know what you think, and especially about skystone brick for our texture here. Now it's going to take a while to get all of that skystone, especially considering that that's one of the late game bees to get from Benito. And we'll see what we can trade with him for that. But that's going to conclude this installment of Family Friendly Gaming with Soap the Great. Again, if I'm not comfortable sharing it with my kids, I won't share it with you. Thank you so much for watching, for all the support, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.